What's good, fam? Today we're looking at top 10 most impactful hand-to-hand combat anime fights, volume 2. But before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We almost did to 100, so I really appreciate it. Expand the fam, expand our... Yeah, you already know. You know. Like, let's get right into the video.
I think that for a lot of watchers of action anime, there's one thing that they look forward to: fights. We're talking battles, high-octane action, and flashy cuts that showcase the animators at their best. The good news is that there's no shortage of those in anime. Anime is really one of the best places to go if you like battles, whether they be the fantastic ones with magic or testosterone-filled slugfests. Looking at the likes and view count on the previous video, it seems that you guys really like hand-to-hand combat in anime. So for this video, we'll be going through 10 more of the best hand-to-hand fights in anime, bro.
That's why I watch it.
I've also gone through
I always like the
action. The less popular anime out there. I hope that by the end of this video, I would have introduced you to one or two titles that you may not have heard of before. So without further ado, let's get started.
Real Drive. This looked
interesting. The shows that put them on the map came into existence, Production IG had a hand in producing one of the sci-fi shows that fell under the radar in the late 2000s. I'm talking about Real Drive. As early as its 5th episode, Real Drive already treated its audience with a pretty good fight with some great hand-to-hand action. In this episode, we have Sota taking on the fearsome Iron Schwartz. To put it bluntly, Sota at this point has been a flunk. We see glimpses of his defeat at the hands of Holon haunting him, and thinking about that isn't exactly a winning recipe for any fighter. Nonetheless, Sota gets to show off some moves here and there, and with some intervention, manages to win the battle against Iron. Overall, I think that Real Drive is a nice show with some cool fights and visuals. I probably wouldn't call it too underrated, but I think it's a decent series that could use some more popularity. Then again, with so many good anime coming out this past decade, I wouldn't be surprised if people don't even remember Real Drive. Gintama's 141st episode gave us this one highlight of a fight featuring Kagura's elder brother. Finding himself in battle against the humongous Hosen, he gives us a great showcase of his close-quarter combat ability. The action is fast and furious, with the two going at it in a battle that pits strength against speed. The action itself was quite tough given how fast everything moves, and the hotly contested battle between two strong fighters ended in a draw. I don't know about you, but to me it seemed that Hosen was a lot stronger than his opponent in this fight. This fight still starts discussions every now and then when it comes to Gintama fanbase. I mean, realistically, Kamui could have been screwing around. Given his personality, that is a possibility. I wonder what could have happened if both people went all out in a fight to the death.
Birdie the Mighty. This also looked good.
I think that Birdie the Mighty as a series is quite underrated. It's fun, it has a lot of great action scenes, and while the art might seem dated by modern standards, it doesn't distract from the awesomeness of scenes such as this fight in particular. Now, this fight stood out for me for some reason such as the high-octane action and just how dynamic it looks. You have two combatants engaging in hand-to-hand combat that spills all over the place, with the ruined city backdrop adding a nice touch. Now that I think about it, doesn't it remind you of a superhero fight somewhere? The whole sequence wouldn't look out of place in one of them. I wouldn't blame you if that's what you think. Actually, this is the fight that inspired the last fight in Man of Steel, if I'm not mistaken. I'd say that Snyder picked one amazing fight for his inspiration. This show deserves to be far more popular, if you ask me. Now, I'm positive that a lot of Hajime no Ippo fans would agree with me when I say that Kimura had one of the great character arcs, and everything culminated in his championship fight in the OVA. I feel like this is one of the more underrated fights in the series, and Kimura's determination and drive earned him more than a fair share of fans. It's a given that Hajime no Ippo has a lot of great hand-to-hand fights, but this takes the cake for featuring one character that still needs some love. Kimura's fight against Mashiba is bar none the highlight of the execution arc, and it showcases the best techniques that the two combatants use to fight each other. The tense fight includes a final exchange where both fighters hit each other, and Mashiba wins just by the skin of his teeth. Even if he didn't win the match, Kimura got himself a lot more fans for his excellent showing that can be seen in Hajime no Ippo's OVA. Coming in the 6th spot, we have a fight from the newest rising star in the world of martial arts series, Kengan Ashura. I think that those who've watched Kengan Ashura would have at least one fight to remember over the course of the series. For me, it's the one that pit Oma and Ryan against each other. The two come face to face in the second round of the Kengan Annihilation Tournament. The battle between the two turned out somewhat like you'd expect. Early on, Ryan finds himself on the ropes, pressured by the flurry of attacks by the upstart Oma. However, it doesn't take long before one called the Devil turns the tables, delivering one hell of a beatdown in return. A back and forth exchange with the combatants releasing power after power ends with Oma clutching a victory with his Nico style. This is just one of those back and forth fights that make martial arts anime so fun to watch. If I was recommending a fight to someone in order to get them to watch Kengan Ashura, this one would be one of the top contenders. Seriously, if you haven't watched this series and are craving for some manly fighting anime, then this is a good choice to consider. It's either this or the very next series up on the list. Baki 2018 prides itself on some of the most outrageous fight sequences, and this fight is a showcase of what the series brings to the table. It's simply insane. Just take a look at it. I don't know how else to describe this fight between Spec and Hanayama. The two trade blows,
I haven't really got into
really
this
felt more like
anime.
a clash between two giants, two indomitable titans. The two chunks
like
of
I
muscle
saw, nah, I didn't
taking
really
each other to the
see it.
limit,
Like I
showing off some
saw like
techniques that are
around
just as
on the
absurd
internet
as
or
they are
something
good.
like
This goes
a
on for
while
quite a while
back.
before Hanayama finishes the fight by simply brutalizing Spec to the point of surrender. The cool thing with Baki though is despite the spectacle you see in fights like this, there are still some real techniques being shown. Baki 2018 might be edging towards JoJo territory in its fights and character designs, but at its core, it's still a good martial arts series.
There we go, Attack on Titan. Yes, sir. And
in season 2 of Attack on
season
Titan
4
is
finna
one
drop
where
December
Eren and
7th.
Reiner duke it out in their Titan forms. Emotions are
They
already
won't be
running
there.
high thanks to the revelation of the identities of the Colossal and
I might
Armored
do a
Titans.
reaction on
This
it.
battle pushed those
We'll
emotions
see.
over the edge as the Titans clash in the highlight of this episode. We're used to seeing Eren bludgeoning his opponents as a Titan, but such a tactic might not stick with Reiner this time around. They don't call him
I don't know,
Titan
cause
for nothing,
like
you know, and in a
they
direct
changed the
confrontation,
studio, so
Eren
it's
has
like
all the disadvantage in the world, except he doesn't.
the other studio looked good because they animated some of the new anime that came out this year, so it's like
Eren to get the advantage and
okay.
come out on top in this battle. Fighting smart for once.
Hopefully it'll be on par with this anime.
Victory is short-lived
Like
as
this,
the
like
Colossal
this
Titan,
studio's
or
animation.
what remains of it, crashes the party and joins the battle.
This fight was good, and this fight was good too. This was when One Punch Man was like the talk of the town when it first came out.
Saitama and Boros, the leader of the invasion forces, no slouch, being responsible for the destruction of a city through the dark matter.
And it's still going crazy because I read the manga, so it's like, you know, like I know what goes on and stuff. But I can't wait for season 3 to come. That's gonna probably take like another 7 years or so
Season
to
seems
come
to be a
out.
match made in heaven. In terms of the actual fight, I think that it delivered, giving us some of the most amazing scenes and sequences in modern anime history. You can really feel the destructive power of the attacks and how hard each attack hits through the effects. I put this fight as
And the
third
fact
on
that
this because despite
Saitama
the
wasn't
raw
even
hype
trying,
generated from the
like, that's
fight
crazy.
itself and the way the whole thing is presented, it's not exactly a fight. Come on, it's Saitama, and we all know Saitama battles can't really be called fights, can they?
Right.
Especially given his moniker.
My fault.
Need a freelancer? Go to Fiverr.com and find one in seconds. Or don't go to Fiverr and waste your time searching for...
That man Saitama is a whole cheat code. I like this fight too.
It's been a long time coming, but we finally
It's
see
probably one
Naruto
of the
and
best
Sasuke
or
in
the
action
best
again
episode in
Boruto.
Boruto.
This time, instead of them
Low-key,
fighting each
like,
other like we've become accustomed
you
to,
gotta
it's
agree with
surely
me.
a breath of fresh air to
Like,
see them work
due to,
together
like,
in order to take
fighting
out a new
terms,
threat.
like,
Nostalgia goggles
yeah.
aside, I really think that this is one of the better fights in the series. Watching this battle, you can't help but feel the intensity of it all. The soundtrack certainly helps matters, and you can see the teamwork and chemistry that the duo always had in action. The animation for this fight is simply amazing, and that's something that few can replicate in my opinion.
Right.
This is easily one of the most ambitious projects in terms of animation, and kudos to the team for living up to the hype. I know how people feel about Boruto as a sequel, but I really think it has some really
The manga is
well-animated
fire.
fights, and this fight featuring the old characters
I
showing
just
that they
can't
still
wait
have
for
it,
the
which is one of
anime
many
to
great
start
action
adapting to the
sequences and
manga.
emotional
Like when
fights
Kawaki
that
come
Boruto
around, like
has to
I think
offer.
it's gonna get better from there. I saw this fight scene before too. This looks good. I might get into it.
When it comes to fights, we've gotten so used to seeing made-up techniques or otherwise mundane attacks being given the upgrade and becoming grand spectacles, but not here. In this fight from Hitori no Shita, we see some of the smoothest fighting animation from anime that have come out in recent years. Rarely do we see something like Tai Chi being represented in anime combat, but the team did an epic job in
Giving these
showcasing
people
how
the work.
cool the martial art is, all while making it look slick and awesome as hell. Kudos to the team for
like, what's
featuring
up?
one of the less popular and more graceful fighting styles in the world, and making it accurate and at the same time very cool. It's
Come get
also
these
the
hands,
return
bro.
of Boruto's episode 65 team, and we all know how great that Momoshiki fight was. Real martial arts enthusiasts will surely appreciate how this episode delivered in
You hitting they
accuracy
Chi points or
and
something?
choreography.
Look. Got the hat. Put the hat back. What you talking about? And they got beats. Hey, I might get into it.
That's going to do it for this list. Hopefully you guys found a new show to watch thanks to this
They
video.
finally
If
hit
you want
back.
more content like this, then don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and
they
hit
got
that sweet
abilities
bell
too.
button so you can be the first in line when it comes to new uploads. As always, stay tuned for more content like this. I hope you enjoyed this list. Stay safe and stay strong.
Yeah, man, that's the end of the video. Hey, this is a lot of great fights, a lot of anime that I might get into because looking good and everything. But if you like the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. The original link will be in the description. And the VinnyTube, yes. If I want to go check them out. And yeah, see y'all guys later.